All right, let's get right into it. We all know spreadsheets, right? That classic grid of cells, it's pretty much the workhorse for, well, almost everything. But what if that boring, static grid could actually come alive? What if it could transform into this powerful, dynamic, and totally automated hub for all your data? Well, today, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. How to supercharge your spreadsheets. I'm going to go out on a limb here and guess the answer to this is a massive yes. You know the drill, that endless cycle of exporting a CSV file, opening up a sheet, copying, pasting, checking for errors. I mean, it is a huge time sink. And let's be honest, it's not exactly the most exciting part of anyone's day. So this is really the reality we're dealing with. It's like a tale of two different worlds. On one side, you've got the old manual way. It's slow, it is so incredibly prone to human error, and your data is only as up-to-date as the last time you manually copied and pasted. But on the other side, you've got automation. This is where data just flows instantly. It's reliable, and your spreadsheet becomes this living, dynamic document. That's the world we're stepping into right now. So how do we get from that manual world to the automated one? Well, we need a bridge. And for us, that bridge is the n8n Google Sheets node. So what is this thing really? Think of the n8n Google Sheets node as a connector. It's a special tool that lets your automated workflows talk directly to your Google Sheets. It lets your apps and other services send data to a sheet, pull data from it, and even change the data that's already there, all without you lifting a finger. And this is where you get some real control. You can do all the key things you'd normally do by hand. Appending new rows is probably the most common, but you can also update existing info, read data to use somewhere else in your workflow, or even manage the sheets themselves, like creating or deleting them. It gives you the power to automate pretty much anything you can think of. Okay, theory is great, but seeing it in action, that's way better. So let's check out how this actually works with a couple of simple, everyday examples you could seriously set up in just a few minutes. So our first scenario is a total classic. Just imagine you have a contact form, a sign-up form, maybe a customer feedback survey on your website. Right now, you might be getting emails and then manually typing all that information into a spreadsheet to keep track of it. We can do so much better. And what's really cool is just how simple the solution is. Just look at this workflow. It all starts with a trigger. Someone fills out your type form. That data instantly gets passed to step 2, our Google Sheets node, which just adds a new row with all their info. And then, just for good measure, a third node can send a quick little message to your team on Slack. The result? Absolutely zero manual work. It just happens. Okay, let's try another one. Maybe you need to track something that changes every single day. You know, like weather data, stock prices, or maybe your company's daily sales numbers from an API. You could set a daily reminder to go get that data, or you could just automate the whole thing. And this is a brilliant example of a scheduled automation. So here, the workflow kicks off with something called a cron trigger, which is really just a fancy way of saying, run this every day at 9 a.m. Then it makes an HTTP request to an API to grab the latest data. And finally, our Google Sheets node just appends that data as a brand new row in your sheet. You are literally building a historical dataset while you sleep. Those simple examples are total game changers, for sure. But they're really just the beginning. Let's ramp it up and see what happens when we add a little more logic to solve a really complex business problem. Now, this is a big one, especially for anyone in e-commerce. Let's say you have your inventory levels in a Google Sheet, and you're selling your products on Shopify. How in the world do you keep those two things in sync in real time when an order comes in? Okay, this workflow is where the magic really happens. Check it out. It triggers the very moment a new order is placed on Shopify. It then finds the right product in your Google Sheet and updates the stock level. But here, this is the clever part, an if node then asks a question. Is the stock for this item now low? If the answer is yes, boom, it automatically sends an alert to the operations team on Slack. See? This isn't just data entry anymore. This is a fully automated business process. And this quote from the source material just nails it. We're fundamentally changing what a spreadsheet even is. It's no longer just some static file you update every once in a while. It becomes a central, active hub that connects all your different tools and services together. So let's just zoom out for a second and think about the real impact of this shift. When your spreadsheets become these dynamic hubs, it completely changes how you work and what's even possible. And the benefits are just so clear. First, you save an incredible amount of time by getting rid of all those manual tasks. Second, you drastically reduce errors because, the machine doesn't make typos. And maybe most importantly, you get to make decisions based on real-time data, not data that was accurate 3 days ago. This is how you stay agile and actually informed. So, I'm going to leave you with this question. Just think about your own work for a second. Think about that one report you absolutely dread updating, or that one list you're always copy-pasting into. What is the very first manual spreadsheet task you're going to automate? Because now you know exactly how to do it.